The Socceroos' undefeated run finally comes to an end. It is a 2-1 loss for Australia against the USA men's national team. And despite, obviously, it being disappointing that this undefeated run comes to an end, the Socceroos' performance in this game actually wasn't all that bad. There's plenty of positives to dissect from this performance. And in some aspects, this performance from Australia was actually maybe a little bit better compared to the Canada game, a game that we won. Would love to hear from you guys as well. What did you think of this game? What did you think of how the Socceroos performed and the starting 11 as well, which we'll talk about to get into things here, because it was a fascinating lineup that Tony Popovich named. I think we anticipated some changes heading into this game, despite that win against Canada. Matty Ryan coming in goals. There was maybe an expectation that Paul Izzo would maintain his spot in the goalkeeper position there, but Matty Ryan coming in and wearing the captain's armband and had a good game, I think, overall, despite conceding those 2 goals. Did make a couple key saves in this match. Jason Guerrier and Jordi Boss being added to the back line there. Jacob Italiano maintaining a spot in the starting 11. So it was Kai Rolls and Milos Degenek who dropped out from that back line. Same midfield duo of Max Ballard and Aidan O'Neill. And we saw a couple of changes up top. Martin Boyle coming in for Nestor Irankunda, and Mo Toure was dropping out for Nick D'Agostino. Huge opportunity for Nick D'Agostino in this game, his first Socceroos appearance in over 2 years. So there's a lot to talk about from this lineup. It maybe wasn't the strongest lineup that we could have fielded in this game. And we saw in that second half, Tony Popovich really utilizing his substitutes bench. There was a quadruple change around the hour mark there, which I think turned the tide maybe a little bit. In that second half, Australia had some decent control of the game, but ultimately not enough to come back in the end against USA. Look, for the early stages of this game, I thought we were competing really, really well, and a huge moment for Jordi Boss to get that goal for Australia. Fantastic, wonderfully taken goal by the wingback, who is well and truly, I think, stepping up now as the Socceroos' best player right now. Just not only with his performances for Australia, but his performances for his club Feyenoord over in the Netherlands. He's just an elite level player, and it's so exciting just seeing him get better and better and better. Thinking back to a few years ago when we saw him breaking into the A-League at Melbourne City and had a great couple seasons there, heading overseas to Belgium, now in the Netherlands, and he is now well and truly one of the first names on the team sheet for the Socceroos going forward. Obviously, he didn't start the Canada game. They wanted to try something different again with Kai Rolls starting there, but Jordi Boss just showing how valuable he is here to the Socceroos. Not only is he he showed some really good defensive signs across his 2 games, some good strength shown at the back, but going forward, it's just amazing. It's like our left wing back is one of our best players, which I don't think is a bad thing. Obviously, the system that we do play, the wing backs are so key to our system of play. And Jordi Boss, is given the license, is given the freedom to get up and attack and get involved there. And he honestly, again, was looking like one of our most threatening attacking outlets. And again, that's nothing against the attacking players, that front 3 there. But yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And just the way he took that goal was fantastic. Just sort of the determination to drive through the USA's back line there, and a great finish as well. It's a fantastic finish. Considering he's a defender, he scored some great goals in his time. Not too many, but some cracking goals, that's for sure. Jordi Boss, unbelievable goal. But it was the USA who worked their way back into the contest. 2 sort of disappointing goals to concede there, right, finishing them off those chances for USA. That first goal in that first half sort of, it felt like they played through the middle of us like really, really easily. And it felt like an uncharacteristic goal for Australia to concede there. Both of these goals, I guess, getting sort of, exposed at the back there. That back 3 has been, whoever it is playing in that back 3 for Australia, they've been so solid, so secure. And the USA sort of just played through us a little bit too easily. It's like all of a sudden the opposition were in behind, and we haven't really seen that much under the leadership of Tony Popovich. Our backline has been so well organized, and for much of this game, we were really well organized. And obviously disappointing in that second goal there for the USA, just switching off that quickly taken free kick. And to be fair, it was a great pass down the line and really nicely taken goal to to cut in. Obviously, Cameron Burgess, maybe he could have done better. He did slip over there in the end, but USA taking those chances, and they had to do a decent amount of defending towards the end of the match. These stats coming from Google here, and ultimately it wasn't pretty even contest, at least when you look at the shots there. USA with 10 shots, 4 on target, Australia 9, 3 on target. I was like, that feels like pretty higher than what we usually see for the Socceroos. Like in the first half, I think we just had 1 shot in the first half, and that was the goal. And then in the second half, early on that second period, when it was still 1-1, Australia had some great chances. Connor Metcalf with a great opportunity that maybe he should have buried, even a couple free kick chances as well. So the Socceroos were enjoying some attacking play that we don't really get to see all that much. So in terms of going forward in the front third, I thought it was a bit of improvement there. Some nice little passages of play. And again, when bringing on the likes of Toure, Irankunda, Hrustic, I thought those guys did all right to try and impact the game. Again, not enough to get the goal in the end, but I thought we did see some improvement in that department. Again, it wasn't perfect. Like, don't get me wrong. This is obviously disappointing that we didn't get the win. And had we been a bit more clinical in the final third, this game could have ended 2-2. It easily could have ended 2-2, but credit to the USA who took their chances and they defended really well. They defended really, really well. Again, playing sort of with a back three just like Australia, and they stayed really strong for so much of that of the game. Obviously, probably not for Australia's goal in the end. But you look at these stats and you're going to be happy against USA, in the USA. It's not too bad in the end. It's not too bad. And again, a friendly match like this, it easily could have ended a draw. We'll take the positives from this game. And looking at this window overall, again, I think we're feeling pretty positive, especially after the win against Canada. And then it feels like we'll take a narrow loss here against the USA. So we don't want to lose any games, of course. Don't get me wrong, but this window overall feels like a positive window. This team is continuing to develop. Nestori Irankunda is continuing to improve as well. Jordi Boss is just showing his value that he provides this Socceroos squad. And I mean, again, just to look at that lineup, it's been an opportunity for new players to show Tony Popovic what they can do. I think Jacob Italiano has done a really solid job across these two games. Maybe not the easiest games for him, doing a lot of defending, but I think he's shown that we have great depth now in those wing-back positions. And to think that, Italiano wasn't even in the initial squad. Fran Karacic was that other right wing-back alongside Lewis Miller, but he had to pull out. So Italiano coming in, and we know he's capable of playing at either right wing back or left wing back, so it provides that versatility. So we've got more players who are really sort of announcing themselves here as contending for the Socceroos squad now. And Paul Izzo, obviously in that Canada game, stepping up and showing that he's capable of being a starting keeper for Australia. Martin Boyle, Nick D'Agostino, again, like there's a real sort of depth, I feel like, in just about every position in our squad. And again, thinking about all the players who aren't even involved in this team, with the likes of Adrian Segacic and Noel Botic, Jackson Irvine to come back from injury, Harry Suter. Like, we did the live watch along for this game, and a comment that was coming up a lot was people were sort of saying, heading into this World Cup, it's like this is the most confident we've sort of felt as Socceroos fans for some time. Just looking at the squad, the way we are playing, the way we are approaching games, and the way the squad's shaping up, and thinking about all the players who aren't even in this team. Like, perhaps a full-strength Socceroos squad may have even gotten a result out of this game against a good USA team. So, again, I think we have to feel positive about this window overall. We'd love to get your thoughts, though. I mean, am I dreaming a little bit? Do I need to sort of take a more realistic look at this? But I do think there's certainly a lot to be happy about from the Socceroos from the past window. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. My name's Lockie. See you in the next one.